Welcome to Body Buddies, home of the Power Foods lifestyle. Take it one meal, one workout, one day at a time. And now, here's the founder of Body Buddies, Christy Joe.
Hello, Body Buddies. I'm Christy Joe, your host, and I would love to welcome you to the Body Buddies podcast. I am super stoked to be sharing with you today, episode number 151, 3 Reasons You're Not Ripped. Now, I'll be honest, I was thinking, man, I want to get another podcast episode up. I didn't know what topic I should be covering. I cover topics all week long. If you are not following me on social media, you need to be. Snapchat, K-Dizzle for Rizzle, number 4 and double Z's. Facebook, there is Power Foods Lifestyle Champions. That's a private Facebook group. Body Buddies, that's a Facebook page. Or Power Your Life Today. That's the mental discipline brand. Then on Instagram, all of the above. Are you ready for this? Write it down. At Christy Joe Hunt. That's my dance platform. At Power Foods Lifestyle. That's where you can go find recipes and yummy food ideas. At Fat Loss Workout App. That's where you can go see exercise demos. At Power Your Life Today. That's where you can get your brain set straight for the day. And at Binge Bye Bye, where you can be focusing on the mindset needed to stop binge eating. So I went to my old blog and I discovered this article I wrote in 2014. And I was like, you know what? This is a great topic, something that so many people are trying to find this ever elusive answer to. And you guys, it's so dang simple. And I love when I'm able to watch people sift through it all and actually figure it out for the first time on their own. Well, not on their own, but the first time they actually blaze through it, they follow the program. So I want to share with you 2 people who have recently done that. And it's been a privilege to watch their progress and to see them progress through the Body Buddies programs. Kirsten Brown, she went through my individual one-on-one coaching program for 3 months. And here's what she said. Christy, you are amazing. I feel like you listened to me and understood what I was looking for. Your positivity and happiness is infectious and sincere, and it shows in the way you communicate and deliver your instruction and support. You're a smart woman with so much to share. I'm so glad I've been lucky to have your guidance. She came to me. She's a very, very advanced athlete, I would say. And she went through a bulking phase, and then she was ready to start leaning out. But the current plan she was on and the coach she had been working with, she was hungry. The food just didn't feel right. And instead of adapting to her body, she was just told, well, you just need to do better. You just need to try harder. And no, she needed to have the right foods for her. It's all about adaptation to the individual, you guys. And if you are trying to follow some mass program and you are not getting that customization, or like if it's one of my programs and you're not perhaps investing in that opportunity to get more customization, you have to realize it's not the weakness of the program. It's perhaps a mindset, and it could be a mindset of the coach if they're unwilling to adapt, or yourself if you are unwilling to take that next step to get the education and information you need. And that's always a tough battle. Everyone's always saying to me, it's so hard to see the desire to invest in myself. Like, is it worth it? And it feels so selfish. And, I can't tell you that you are that you're silly for thinking that, but I will tell you this life is about progression. And the one thing I have figured out in this life, and I've been very blessed to have acquired a lot of talents, and I am always moving forward, setting my sights on new things and moving forward. And most recently just did my first aerial silks class and now moving into aerial arts. It's hard, but the formula is very simple. You figure out what you want to do. You get a mentor, you get the right education, and you practice, and you stay bullheaded and you have some grit. That's how you learn new things, guys. That's how you progress. So if you're missing one part of that formula, I would ask for you to recalibrate your mindset and get clear on just how simple it actually is and get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. All right. With that said, there was one other story I want to share with you. Where did it go? Oh, Kylie Roble, she did the 8-week challenge, which you guys can learn more about. I'll play the commercial for you as soon as I'm done telling you this story so you know where to go get it. But she said, this journey has been hard, but awesome. The hard part was the mindset, shutting down my excuses with planning and justifications for, quote, earned indulgences to listening to my body after fueling it the right way. I took a little longer than 8 weeks because of illness, so I wanted to really give it a full 8 weeks of work. I feel like my appreciation for my body has grown as well as my desire to really take care of it. It's been fun to have my children be witness to this journey and see that they have taken an interest in exercise and different foods. My husband has been my policing agent, not only to keep me on track by holding me accountable, but helping me pull things back when I may have been too extreme. That's cool, by the way, Christy's insert. I love that. I'm hoping to get him more involved as I start the 8 weeks over. Boom, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. And maybe incorporate some biking as a family. Oh, I love that. I feel like the majority of this journey is not about the measurements, but here they are anyways. I lost 8 pounds, 2 inches on my waist, 1 inch on my hips. 1 inches. Christy, you can read really well. There's my inner dialogue. Shrunk a little on inner thigh and grew on lower quad. Calves. Oh my gosh, I'm on a roll, you guys. Calves, biceps. I'm cracking myself up. Calves, biceps, shoulders, and chest are all about the same, but I can tell there's been a composition change. You guys, the photos of her 8-week change are super cool. I put them in Power Foods Lifestyle Champions group as well as Body Buddies Facebook group. So if you'd like to go see those, it's really fascinating as an individual who I have seen thousands of bodies change. My gosh, I know exactly per compliance, per body type. I can tell you how a body is going to look at the end of a certain number of weeks if the person will comply. And I can see it, but what I realize is you can't see it. And when it's your first time venturing into that ripped state past healthy, or maybe you're someone who's overweight and you're just wanting to feel good. That's perfectly fine. And I'll be honest, you guys, and I feel a little more confident saying it because I'm not looking at anyone in the face. And so this is difficult for me to say, and I know it's even more difficult for you to hear. In order to see physical changes in photos, you guys, you've got to lose almost 4 times the amount as somebody who is already fit and healthy to see those visual changes. And that is why we don't always put stock in photos unless you are already at fit and healthy. If you are overweight trying to lose weight, we want to focus most on measurements and how your clothes fit. Once we're to the point where maybe you're just 10 to 15 pounds overweight, then we can start using the scale a little bit more as a gauge. So please keep in mind, it is not the same measuring tool for every person. And I know I've said this in so many things. But you guys, I'm not a hard and fast scientific data analysis person. Because of my psychological awareness, I want to be very careful that we don't buy in so much to numbers that we forget to pay attention to how our body feels. And that is my number one problem with body fat tests, with using heart rate monitors. Unless, of course, you're very, very new to exercise and you don't know what it's like to listen to your body, then yes, go right ahead. And I'm not telling you, if you have a desire to do those things, not to do it. I'm telling you, I don't use those things. And I don't really care to, because I love feeling like my body is my best friend. And it talks to me and I listen and I ask it questions and it responds. And I wish you guys could experience this. And if you are experiencing it, air high five across the towers of energy, waves and bubbles or whatever that we listen to this stuff on. And if you're not yet experiencing that, I am virtually taking you by the shoulders and looking you in the eyes saying it is time to drop your excuses. It is time to stand up for yourself. Stop giving it 60, 70, maybe 80% and rationalizing that that's good enough. If you want results, you have to be about it. Your body is not going to change because, it's a better option. I know you guys can do this, and that's why I love sharing with you the reality of your body and nutrition and fitness and mindset, and it all interrelates. And anybody who says it does not is an idiot. I love being able to say what I want on my podcast. That's probably why I have a podcast, so I can just, let it rip. If you are a loyal listener, Can I hear an amen for the fact that I'm a tangent queen? Let's get down to business. 3 reasons you are not ripped. Have you ever wondered why you're not ripped? You might laugh because you know why you're not ripped, and that's okay. I hope you're working to improve and to become healthy. But what about those who feel they are doing the right things? You might be someone who eats healthily and, clean foods. Don't get me started on that word. Read more to find out why. Well, listen more, I guess, now that I'm putting this out on podcast. And, you exercise regularly. By all appearances, you're doing very well with your healthy lifestyle and fitness efforts. So, what's holding you back? Does your body not have the capability like other people do? Are you just, quote, genetically predisposed? I made that word up. It's predisposed. I'm just on one today. I used to wonder this very thing until I learned the principles and was able to see it happen for real in my own body. Then I put this photo that I took back in 2014, and looking at it from my 2017, I said that this is my 3-year ago photo. I've got some good looking delts. I've got a pretty nice bicep. I am a little bigger muscularly than I am. No, I lie. I think I'm bigger now. It's just different. My body looks very different due to the fact that I do a lot more yoga, a lot more dance, and I don't compete anymore. I've just shifted directions. I now, been there, done that, move on to the next thing. Like I told you guys in the very beginning, be about it, be about progression. So anyhow, the power of knowledge and application is incredible, and I want to share this with you. I'd like to go through 3 reasons you are not achieving that ultra ripped look that you see over glamorized in fitness magazines, on commercials, and all over social media. Does that mean you need to be striving for this appearance? Absolutely not. In fact, I talk about this in chapter 18 of The Power of Foods a Lifestyle, which, by the way, you guys, you can grab a copy of that at powerfoodslifestyle.com. If you are in the United States, I send that to you free. You just have to help with shipping. If you are listening to this outside the United States, which I know there's a ton of you guys, and I'm super grateful that you are on here, the best place for you guys to go is going to be Amazon or audible.com and listen to the verbal one. This chapter is called The Pursuit of Perfection. In fact, oh my gosh, you guys, I wrote this blog post before I published episode 2. So I don't know if it's still chapter 18. Will you guys do your homework? Just go find the chapter that's called The Pursuit of Perfection. Okay, it's towards the end. It's a kick butt chapter. If you are super like A-type personality, you need to read that chapter like 10 times in a row, okay? I wrote it because I am also an A-type personality person, and I have been able to balance myself a little more realistically. I'm still very driven. I still have very high expectations of myself. However, I've learned to balance it again and come in with, I want to say, with some breath instead of some like hypertension. Those of you who have that personality, you're going to know exactly what I mean. Every single person will have a different perspective on the ideal appearance, and it is important that we each strive to be our own best self, not to meet the image we think others expect of us. If you are someone who enjoys pushing your body to extremes, like I do, then go for it, but do it the healthy way. And if you are someone who is happy with wherever you are at, then stay there, but do it the healthy way. I encourage you to read that chapter in your copy of The Power of Foods Lifestyle, as well as continue on in this blog post. So 3 reasons you're not ripped. Number 1, you are mixing too many carbohydrates with too many fats. Carbohydrates and fats are both energy nutrients and provide your body with good nutrients and the energy you need for everyday life. However, their roles are different, and our body's responses to these 2 macros are different. Carbohydrates' primary role is to provide glucose to your brain and muscles, as well as to be stored as glycogen, while fat's main role is to serve as transporters for important vitamins. I'm going to throw in an additional statement there that fats are also to help you feel full and for hormone regulation. As the Power of Foods Lifestyle has progressed and evolved, fats are getting the majority of my focus as an educator. And I hope that each of you are remembering, if you haven't listened to the top 3 power fats, or what is it? Love Me Some Fats. That's what that episode is called. You need to go listen to that one. That's where I tell you about the top 3 fats you need to be eating every day, which are olives, avocado, and coconut or olive oil. Let's see here. In very small portions, this is not a problem. So I'm talking, let me go back. The problem when you eat too many carbs and fats in the same meal is that you'll get your insulin surging to help absorb the glucose from the carbs, which then turns your body into a fat storing environment. In very small portions of combining carbs and fats, like if you eat a PVCF meal, this is not a problem. But when you have over-consumed foods with these macros, your body just does it as it's told, which is to store the fuel that is coming its way. Let me give you guys an example. A typical Sunday dinner, let's look at it. You're having roast beef, that's a PF, okay? Then you're having mashed potatoes, probably a double C. Then you're having gravy, that's an FC. Then you're having a biscuit. Oh, maybe you're 2 or 3. There's a CCC. Maybe some vegetables, V. Maybe some cheese on top, F. Maybe some Hawaiian punch. Oh, definitely a C with all that sugar. Do you see how many carbs are adding up that's going to not only spike the blood sugar, we're talking blood sugar is up, up, up. So your insulin is surging and you are in storage environment. You've got all these other fats in there as well. It's just calorie overload. So you just want to be careful. We want to make sure our meals are smaller and that we are just staying ahead of hunger, that we're fueling our body, that we're not having these ravenous binge sessions. I'm not a fan of intermittent fasting because I've seen only a very, very, very small percentage of people not turn into binge eaters due to this strategy. So if you are an intermittent faster, and you can, if that works for you, cool, but I will never teach intermittent fasting as the go-to way to lose body fat or to control yourself. In the Power Foods lifestyle, I teach you how to separate your carbs from your fats and how to use them strategically at different times of the day to optimize their role and keep your body in a fat-burning environment. You guys, the best way to really put this information into practice is do the 8-week challenge. Now, I totally realized that I forgot to play the commercial, so now here it is.
Are you sick of the low-energy, mid-afternoon crashes? Feeling a bit fluffy in your clothes? And just knowing you should be doing better with your health? Sign up today for Body Buddies 8-Week Challenge. With new groups starting every Monday, you can enroll at any time, whenever you're ready to commit to powering your body. Go at your own pace with the meal plans, workouts, mindset training, and enjoy the uplifting and supportive community in this private group. For less than $10 a week, you can get the most advanced training in lifestyle correction that you can maintain. Go to body-buddies.com to learn more today. Sign up and get a free 15-minute call with Christy Joe to help steer you in the right direction for you. Power your body, one meal, one workout, and one day at a time with the Body Buddies 8-Week Challenge.
Welcome back. I hope you will take seriously the challenge. Get in there. You can begin it anytime you want. It is best to sign up with a friend. Keep yourself accountable with them. Of course, there's a group of people who've been there, done that. They're there as a support system. So let's get you going. Let's move on to number 2, why you are not ripped. You are overeating, quote, clean foods. All too often, I conduct a consultation for an individual who is overeating clean foods. First of all, I really dislike the word clean foods, although I do hashtag it on Instagram because so many people use it, duh, as there's no clear definition of a clean food. On the other hand, I use the term power food or strategic food often. You may watch the video to learn my definition. Yeah, just go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/bodbuds. There is a whole gold mine of videos, training, education you guys want to use. All of that is free, by the way. You just got to be a self-starter. But you are, if you're listening to this, you're a self-starter. Congrats. When we eat power foods, we can more easily balance our meals into PVC meals and PVF meals. This helps us keep our energy nutrients in alignment with each other so we can maximize the fat-burning environment while giving our bodies the energy and nutrients they need. The bottom line to eating food is that it doesn't matter how healthy something is, we cannot and should not overeat. Anything you put in your mouth will have a consequence in your body, whether you think a nutrition label tells you otherwise or not. It will. Your body is a very complex system of processes that works incredibly well. When you respect that and seek to understand how it needs to be fed, you can better manage the fuel you give it, resulting in a look and feel that you love. Let me add in another one of Christy's little conjectures here. No two bodies are the same. While the strategies I teach and the amounts of calories and general fat loss macros or calories do work for the majority of people, guys, there's exceptions all across the board. And if you've been a loyal podcast listener, you know this part. Asterisk, always assume, is there, that says exceptions always apply. And when you are going about this the right way, and you especially feel like perhaps you might be an exception, are you an athlete? Do you have a condition that you are working around? Do you have just something that feels like you're not the typical candidate for the typical? Then you need to absolutely be challenging those strategies and seeking to adapt them for your scenario. For instance, I do not cut on a typical power food strategy where most people are recommended. I've adapted my body to cut around 18 to 1900 calories. My maintenance is now 2,500 calories. Over the years, I've been able to raise my resting metabolic rate. It's beautiful. So if you are at that point that you are challenging these thoughts or questions of, well, what's right for me? The best thing for you to do is you can either do the 8-week challenge and upgrade to get coaching calls with me once a week, or just take the dive and do 12 weeks with me. Just give me 12 weeks, and it's a great investment in yourself. We get to work together very, very closely. We get to learn your body, and it is a wonderful way to not have to have these questions. Do the work once, spend 3 months figuring it out, and then you can move forward with the rest of your life, okay? Tip number 3, why you're not ripped. You haven't eliminated the hidden sugars from your diet. Oh, this one's a winner. A winner. In the many, many, many meal plans I have put together over the past couple of years for my clients, the 8-week PFL challengers and myself, I have occasionally thrown a meal plan into an actual vitamin, mineral, nutrient calculator. I'll just throw this in. Usually I don't need to. I have done this enough times. I know that everything is on point. When we're mixing the varieties we need, it's beautiful how it works. I have consistently noticed that my PFL meal plans result in an average of 20 to 35 grams of sugar daily, which is close to the World Health Organization's recommended sugar intake for adults. This is dramatically lower than the average adult daily sugar intake, which several different organizations have reported as between 70 and 100 grams per day. Start eating the Power Foods lifestyle way, and you will be naturally dropping that sugar intake down, which will promote weight loss, reduce your risk of diabetes, and help you avoid cravings with much greater ease. Eating sugar always stimulates wanting more sugar. I'm also going to throw in there, you're going to decrease your risk of Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease. You're going to reduce your risk of any form of dementia. You're going to reduce the inflammation that contributes to arthritis. You're going to reduce the loss of memory. You're going to reduce any risk of disease. As you get that sugar intake down, you're going to think more clearly. You're going to be more energetic. You're going to feel better altogether. I encourage you to check out my coaching and the 8-week challenge. You can do this, but you have to have the right tools and knowledge to help you maintain that goal. And it's not just about optimal nutrition and fitness. 90% of where my clients and my challengers succeed is in the fact that I can teach them the internal dialogue strategies of how to approach these things strategically and psychologically. As many of you know, if this were simply a game of, oh, that was what I was supposed to eat, we'd all be winners by now. But you need to come at it respectful of the fact that this is a very deeply ingrained process, habit, and behavior that's within you. So be kind to yourself in the process, but never give up. Doesn't matter how many times you fall down, you get back up, you wipe those knees off, you look forward, and you get going again. Take it one meal, one workout, and one day at a time. Be sure to add me again on social media. Snapchat is where I'm most active. K-Dizzle for Rizzle, number 4 and the double Z. Power your body, baby. One meal, one workout, one day at a time.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes. You can learn more about Body Buddies and Power Foods Lifestyle by going to www.body-buddies.com, BODY-BUDDIES.com, and powerfoodslifestyle.com. That's www.POWERFOODS lifestyle.com.
Information in this episode is provided for informational purposes and is not meant to substitute the advice provided by your own physician or other medical professional. Information and statements regarding dietary supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.